one of the questions, what color is the ball? And what was the answer, sir?
Sorry?
What color is the ball?
Why does it matter?
What does it matter?
Yeah.
And it's 5.5 ounces,
Yeah.
and you just got to face it. Okay, I thought you did quite well, and you did face the ball today. Very good. So things like that important. I want to say one thing to you. You've had a long, long day today, considering that some of you haven't played this length of day before. And it's pretty warm too. Pretty warm. One thing I want you to do more is drink more. I don't think you drink enough. You think you do, but you're not drinking enough. You think you do tonight, you go to bed, before you go to bed, you take a bottle with you and you drink at least one of those that bottle there, that should almost be finished by the morning. So if you wake up in the night, you've got a dry mouth, you just drink, boy, put drink in. Because you want to get your body sorted for tomorrow. The replenishment is important, putting water in, okay? Eating as well has got to be important, and we've got to sort, sir, I'm looking at you, there's nothing wrong. My mission is to get you eating properly. And I remember we had a guy, sir, am I right, when we were at Epsom, a gentleman came as a strength and conditioning coach, and he came to the table, a plate of food, it's like this, all green.
All green.
All green. Vegetables. Right? You eat the green stuff, you'll always be healthy. You don't have the green stuff, could be bad. I'm serious. So I'll put that in your mind.
Cancer.
Sorry, sir?
Tomorrow pizza's cancer.
So, little things like that are important. That's what we do when we come away. We learn about ourselves, we learn about what we should be doing next. This morning in the nets, I thought it was pretty good. I saw some real good stuff. I was not surprised. I was really enlightened what I saw there. I felt really good about what happened in the nets. That was an important thing. I think your suggestion, we spoke, and yours, brilliant, happy. We went in there and we just rotated and we all hit balls. And you worked with the girls, sir. Thank you for that. I think the girls got, this afternoon we saw some good stuff happening. And we'll come to that later. But the point of view is, there was a reason for the morning. To understand, loosen the body, get your arms moving, relax. If we had gone straight into a game, you guys would be in all tense. So what happens, you went to the nets, did that, then came and played the game. And in the practice this morning, I thought we were pretty good. For the first time, some of you on grass wickets, which is a different bounce. Some bounce and some don't, especially on these older wickets that they've got for us, which is fair because this time of the year they've had a lot of use in the last 3 months. And I thought they'd done pretty well to give them the way they are. And there was quite a lot of bounce when you bend your back as a bowler. Okay, you hurt yourself. I know possibly trying to bowl too fast, I would say. Do you bowl like that normally?
Sometimes, yeah.
You see, no you don't. That's the answer. Sometimes is not the answer. So I would say you shouldn't be trying to bowl too quick. You're not here to impress anybody, I say. Yeah. I know you're not doing that, but relax. You've got to get through the next 2 days, and hopefully you can still be bowling on Friday. We'll need you to bowl in the 2020 stuff. Okay. So let's get into a few things today, and I'm picking on the 3: batting, bowling, and what else is the other
Fielding.
one? Absolutely. Probably sometimes that's top of the list. Some coaches want to go to fielding straight away, but we'll go through batting today, and that's my continue right now. This, anywhere you go in the world, is a problem. Why do you think it's a problem? Why would you say there's always seems to be a problem with running between wickets? Who wants to try and answer that by saying, I think it's this. Who would like to do that? Who would like to do that?
I think it's like communication.
Correct. Okay, you involved in a run out today. Were you involved? Who was involved with the little chappie there? Sure. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was.
I know that. You see,
I was.
I might be the umpire, but I do know what's
bad.
going on. So, thank you for that. Did you get my drift when I said I'm the umpire and I know what's going on? Good. So, what happened? Go for it.
I went to go get the strike because it was the last over.
So that's fine. I understand that. I understand that run. But in the context of normal game, probably wasn't a run on. Okay.
Yeah.
What is the next thing that happens? What is the next thing that happens running between wickets? Communication is the one of them. What's the other thing?
Looking at the ball.
I beg your pardon?
Looking at the ball.
Okay, so when you say looking at the ball, good. What do you mean by looking at the ball? Where are you standing when you say looking at the ball? So you're the non-striker. and the ball goes behind you here. So this is where the striker is striking. He's striking from there, and he's hit the ball, and it's gone through here. So in other words, just to give you where it is, so you know what I'm talking about, and I think that's quite an important point. Wickets, 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 and here we got, okay, so here we got this is the non-striker, and this is the striker. Okay? And he's hit the ball here. Sort of thing, sort of to mid-on. You as a non-striker, is this what you mean? Watching the ball go. No, no. No? No, no, listen to me, what I'm saying. You're the non-striker and the ball's come past through here. Do you turn and look?
The other one.
No, do you turn and look? Would you turn and look if you're a non-striker? You wouldn't.
If the bat is the striker shape.
The striker hits the ball. It's very important here. Now, understand this, because if you've got to really understand this and be honest. I want your reflection. I want, because you brought it up. It's brilliant.
Sometimes
Brilliant.
it looks something different.
Not sometimes and sometimes. There's no sometimes in cricket.
You look or you don't look.
We always do that and we always do that. It's not one or the other. Always the right thing. So the right thing is the ball gets struck. He hits the ball and he says wait, and you go boom, hits it there, then he says yes and you go. That's the real way to do it. They call it ball watching. Have you heard about that story? Ball watching. Now who did it today when they were batting really? Just to make sure that they should be running. Who actually was in the situation? Who was in the situation when they actually got in? Sorry? Oh, no, but the hand, is that touching the hair or putting the hand up? Good. So what happened?
I think we did audition.
With who?
Audition.
Okay, good. Yes.
I was on non-striker,
Yes.
and she saw the ball. She thought she could run. I saw the ball. I thought I couldn't run.
You couldn't run. Okay, so what did you do?
I called, but she didn't hear.
So what did you do then?
I
You ran.
stayed until she came, and then.
And then, okay, then who was run out, do you think?
Me.
Because you left the crease. That's what would have been the case, okay? So it's a bit of a mix-up, okay? I'm happy with that one. But there was another one that I want to bring up, which is very important, okay? I don't know who struck it, that's straight to Dylan. I just want to know that, straight to Dylan. Was it you? Who hit it?
It was her.
Okay, so no, that's fine. But you hit it straight to Dylan, and you thought it was a run. I spoke to you out there, no problem. To me, there's two things there. Who was the guy? Who was the person? Correct. Okay, there's a couple of things that happened there, because we'll come to that too. Okay, and I'll explain about running between wickets. This is why it's so important. Games are won and lost running between wickets. Seriously, honestly, because of bad running and not running well. In other words, not running for twos where there should be two, not pushing. Okay, and there's sometimes today we were playing and we weren't pushing for two, we were just thinking it'll only be one. But there was a case where we pushed and Nathaniel misfielded the ball and went for four. Because two guys ran hard and do you remember it? Do you remember
That
it?
was me and
Yeah, absolutely. That's what's pressure running. That's what it's about.
Yeah.
If you could do that every ball, can you imagine how many more runs we're going to get? Can you imagine how many runs? Just by putting a bit of pressure. Without any problem, just putting pressure on. So that is the one thing. But coming back to the run, and that's very important. You had straight to Dylan, and you said, what did you say to me? That's all I'm saying. What did you say to me?
I thought I could run it.
You thought you could get there. But in context, where is Dylan going to throw? Because he's running into the ball that's come from the batsman. He's going to throw it straight back to the wicketkeeper. And you're not running that way, are you? So sometimes when we bat, I'll just go there, understand? Sometimes when we bat, we've got to make understanding of where the ball's gone. If it went 5 or 6 yards to the left of the fielder, then I think there's a run. But it went straight to him. That's the only reason. If it didn't go straight to him, there was a run there. And what happened when you run, sir? You'll run out, right?
I like stopped in between and then
And
I
you had
didn't-
your bat here like
Yeah.
this when you were running. You didn't put your bat on the ground. You didn't get the extra 2.5 meters that you can get when you stretch like that. That's why the bat's that long, you that long with an arm that long, it's almost 2 meters. That's the difference. Okay?
Yeah.
And someone said to me, I've run out. And I said, gee, you run out, eh? Wow. And how much do we run out by? oh, I was running up by that much. So I said, did you dive? No. I said, okay, so it's probably not that important to you if you get run out. That's the players we talk about. My first team, I got it. We talk about that. If you don't dive, that means you don't really want to be batting. Sometimes that has to be. Because of a bit of mix up, you've got to make the efforts for that. So that's running between wickets. All right? There's lots of other things we can think about. Turning the correct way. I think we went through that this afternoon. Yeah, cool. We've got to understand that. They're important things. You have to be. If you turn in the correct way, you always will see a better view, and therefore you can make a decision whether you go or not go for a run. Especially on the second run, eh? Cool. Sorry, I'm trying to get to where I should be. Okay. Batting. Now today I was impressed. I'll go to this one first. There were some extremely good shots today. There were some really, really good executed shots. Now I have a word of saying execution means playing the shot, and then the other word that were you moving, or were you getting into good positions, or was your judgment good? Because shots have got a couple of things. You've got to judge well, and you've got to execute. And I thought our execution was really good. A few judgment calls on when we played shots we weren't quite in the right position, and that comes from moving to the ball. So that's almost the same thing, but it's just about learning. So girls, if I can say to you, all three of you, if you can keep on moving into the ball, you're going to have a fantastic 2 days ahead of you. Just keep moving into the ball. You're now understanding what that wicket does. It doesn't bounce as much as the Astro.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah, it stays low.
Yes, normally the Astro is a little bit more bouncy.
Yeah, a little bit
Does that
bouncy,
make sense?
yeah.
The tennis ball, whatever, that's the terminology some people use. But for me, I think there was some really good stuff. And when we did move to the ball, and who was that at the end there? Smacked a few balls. Who hit a few balls? Not you, you know. I'm talking to the girls now.
Oh,
Geez, you put your hand up for everything.
sorry.
All three of them.
All three of them hit a few fours, yeah.
Yeah. I tell you what, through cover, because you moved into the shots. And that's, for me, was the pleasing time of the day. And probably, I'll go back to fielding. Fielding could have been better. I'm just moving on to fielding now, because let's leave the batting. Anyone want to say anything about batting? Anyone of the players? Because I'm sure Gopal will say something else, that's fine. Anyone of you want to mention anything about batting? Who felt that the opportunity was given today, he took full use of his opportunity when batting? Yeah, I think you hit some fantastic shots. I want you to be more confident in your ability. Because you think I'm okay, you think I'm all right. You're a gentle giant for me. You're a fantastic guy, but you're gentle. Come on, I can play this game. I'm good enough to do this. That's got to be within you.
Yeah.
That's got to be inside you. Is that fair enough?
Yeah, that's right.
Because you did very, very well. Tom, I thought you batted really well this evening. You really did. Until the old man came on and just said, you're not going to bat anymore. He sorted you out, sir. He gave you the real sort out. You can laugh about it, can't you? Oh, you know it was sorted. So, some cuts. Your execution there on that one is a good one, and hit one back foot shot today. Wow. I think you also had a couple of back foot shots as well today. Yeah, you did. You did before your hamstring got involved. I understand that. Obviously, Nathaniel batted well. He's a good player. He will be a decent player. You'll see him next year again, I'm sure. James can bat too. But the key thing is everyone really got involved, okay? For me, today, but you, I'll certainly go to you today, just personally, but I'm good. You today, the way you went from where you were this morning with your bowling to this evening with your bowling, unbelievable. You've gone like that. You've gone like that up the chart. There's a chart here, and then this is, you'd have done that with your bowling. That's important for you to understand that. Okay, bud? Cool? Do you understand that? But it's just the terminology I use. I'm sorry about that.
Bud means buddy.
It's an endearment. Okay? Because you're part of this team now. You're part of the family. Bud, you got it? Fantastic. How's your chest? What are you going to do next time? Because Nathaniel hit it nicely. He muddled it. So you went in at it because you're keen. I can see that. You're really keen. And, and the eyes were getting bigger. And it hit you like an absolute bullet.
I mean, I caught it wrongly.
get there. You just, your hands are there and the ball is in the chest. But you okay?
Yeah, I'm
I
fine.
thought when you did bowl today, actually, that was quite good. You said put him on to bowl, so he took 2 wickets and 2 balls.
Yeah.
Can't do better than that. Bowling? Well, how'd your bowling go?
I didn't bowl.
You didn't
I
bowl?
only bowled 1 over.
You only bowled 1 over?
Yeah.
Seriously? This afternoon or this morning?
This afternoon.
Yeah, but in this morning you bowled. In the morning you bowled. You didn't bowl?
I only bowled 1 over.
Really? I apologise. Gee, I do apologise. That's wrong. I'm sorry. And that's my, I was there, it's my fault. Sorry about that. Gee, I'm sorry about that. Apologies there. How did your bowling go?
It wasn't the best. They went too high. And then I left and like.
Yes, there were more balls in the air than on the wicket. But it's okay, it'll be better tomorrow. It's about release points. We'll work with that tomorrow, okay? Work with that tomorrow. And of course you try to bowl too quick and you hurt yourself, okay? But you were bowling quite nicely.
It's
You
just
bowled
a
some
few-
real good balls.
Just a few like wide,
Yeah.
short balls, which is.
I think in the beginning I was not so good. But
Okay.
I was just
Ended
kinda
up a bit
getting
better. Cool. Well done.
I think bowled a few wides
Yes.
and like
You bowled some serious balls too.
yeah.
Yeah, well done. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, Tom? The
Yeah.
slow ball that he bowled you. It's one of the better slow balls. I was like, couldn't believe it. Just same action and it just fizzled away. Cool. That's a hell of an. That's something to you. Well done. Keep doing it. Keep practicing it. That's got to become part of your game. It's a big feature in cricket today.
Yeah, it
slow
is.
ball. Especially later on in the innings normally. Sir, how did you think you went today with the gloves?
It was okay. I think maybe when I'm keeping to spinners and when
Yes.
it goes down leg,
Yes.
I'm instead of going sideways, I'm moving back.
Yes, you are.
And instead
You're
of
not moving your feet.
Yeah,
And you're not taking the ball and then rolling with it. Because I said sometimes keepers have to do that. I know it's hard surface out there. I appreciate the hard surface. And I know you want to, your body, you want to look after your body, but you need to know how to roll as well. You just dip your shoulder in and then that's the way to roll. And then the ball won't come out of your gloves as well. But that's something to work on, and maybe we need to chat about your keeping. I just want to give you a few pointers, if I may.
Yeah.
Could I warm you up tomorrow if you don't mind?
Yeah, sure.
I'd like to give you 10 minutes of warming you up, keeping wise, and who else wants to keep? Who's else the keeper here? Okay, so we'll just stick with the keeper. You sort of, your hand was doing a little bit of that. It wasn't really going up quickly. That worries me. Okay. All good? Happy? Anything else that we can talk about here that anyone wants to bring up that they thought happened on the field and we haven't probably got towards it? I beg your pardon?